Hello, FPL managers. You are welcome to another edition of the FPL Ambassador show. In fact, FPL is back, and we are very glad and happy to have FPL back here. I have a seasoned FPL manager, I'll say 10 years experience, a national champion as well with me as we come back to FPL in the form of Guy. 2016,
Mm,
2017 Ghana champion. Charlie, senior, I salute. How are
yeah.
you?
Oh, but I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Hope you are good too.
Yes, I'm good. I'm good by God's grace. And Charlie, how has the FPL break been, and what have you been doing during the World Cup?
FPL, no FPL. Once there's no football, most of the players are boring and all that. But thankfully, we had the World Cup to keep ourselves engaged for some time. So I would say it's been quite okay. The World Cup was also a very good tournament that we really enjoyed.
Mm, okay, sure. That's been good there. For me, the World Cup has been a good time for me to bounce back into much of football and stuff like that. I went on some small football break for a while. So it's like now that I'm coming back into my elements, Roland will say that.
So,
But the World Cup, the happiest news for me in World Cup was when Belgium was eliminated. Somebody said, how
oh,
can I be
really?
happy when Belgium was eliminated? I said, no, it's hurry up and let the boy come to Man City because I need him at Man City.
Usually, FPL.
Oh, my Charlie, it's all good. At least the most important thing that FPL, the World Cup is over and FPL is back. Congrats, Argentina.
Sure.
Congrats to
Yeah.
Messi and Mbappe as well for doing that. Well. But Charlie,
Mm,
as for us,
mm.
FPL is back. Charlie, if I want to ask you, is there anything you remember from FPL from the first 16 weeks? I'm sure now everybody's memory is very old.
I can't really remember any crucial moments. I think the only thing that I remember was when Cancelo. I've
Okay.
forgotten the team that they were playing against. When people tried to captain him, and I think before halftime he was sent off. And it was one of those things.
Oh, Charlie, oh, Charlie, oh, Charlie, oh, Charlie, not bad, not bad. For me, for me, what I remember from the very first 3 weeks is I captained Salah on 3 different weeks, and those three
Oh,
different
okay.
weeks I captained Salah. Those were the 3 weeks that Haaland hit his hat tricks. So all of
Wow.
Haaland's hat trick, I've missed all. One was Southampton, the Southampton one when Liverpool scored 9-0. Charlie, I missed that. Charlie, Salah did not give anything. When Haaland was getting the hat trick against Man U, I was captaining Salah, nothing. And then there was a midweek game whereby Haaland hit a hat trick. It was expected that Haaland would have been benched, so that was why I captained
Oh,
Salah.
okay.
But Haaland was
Oh,
not benched.
okay.
Haaland played and Charlie hit the hat trick. So Charlie, what I've been doing is Haaland has hurt me so much, so now I'm trying to recover. But Charlie, it's all good. Charlie,
Oh,
the first
interesting.
16 weeks is way behind
Interesting.
us. Yeah, I don't think there's nothing much we can talk about. Anything from the first
Yes,
16 weeks,
exactly.
or is there anything you can talk about? Uh,
It's really not been that good for myself. I think I get a few highs, then I'm back to the low. So it's really not been that good. I thankfully the first 16 weeks is gone, and we have
sure,
ourselves to redeem again. So
sure,
we are
sure,
looking
sure,
forward
sure,
to it.
sure,
Yes,
sure, sure.
yes.
Sure. I'm very happy FPL have done a league called the Second Chance League, whereby the Second Chance League we are all starting from scratch. Even though the original rank is there, we have the second chance. So Charlie, if you win the second
Exactly.
chance, you can talk first, Charlie. Me, I won the second chance league, even though I didn't win the main league. Okay, so it's all
Yeah,
good there. So
exactly.
managers are this is a code to join the league. Let's subscribe and then let's join. let's interact as well. We are happy to see the probably see your comments in the chat area there as well. Very, very important then. Okay, so good. Before we move to some key points for this key players for game week 17, we just want managers to know that whilst we're on a World Cup break, FPL said they were not on World Cup break. They were giving us some updates of some double game weeks which are coming up. So we have Chelsea in game week 16 and Fulham. So you have Chelsea will play City and Fulham, and then Fulham will play Leicester and then Chelsea. And then in game week 20, there's a double game week, but that double game week depends on the FA Cup game of Tottenham and City. If both of them do not draw, I mean, both of them win their games, and in quote, they don't get a playoff, they don't get a replay, then we'll have that double game week for City and then Tottenham. But their games are all tough. City is playing Man U and then Tottenham is playing Arsenal and City. So Charlie, that double game week there is some way, but the main focus on 19 and then 23, whereby City will play Aston Villa and Arsenal, and then Arsenal will play Brentford and then Manchester City over there. So these are things that managers who have gone on FPL break for a very long time and are now coming back, and I've not really picked up the update. There are double game weeks coming up. So Chelsea and Fulham are the closest, which is game week 19, 2 game weeks from now. And then City and Tottenham will also have it. But that one is dependent on the FA Cup game. So that one is a bit tricky. But Arsenal and City are very much clear games that managers should watch out for. Another key thing that managers should note is that the games for I think all the big teams from the normal big six, you all have very good games for the first 3-4 games. So with the emergence of budget players like Miguel Almiron and co, managers can also have all the big players in their team and then have some budget players so that they can have a very good team there. I don't know. Were you able to join the Miguel Almiron train during the first half?
I actually brought him during the start of the season. But interestingly, before he started to hit, I'd sent him out. So it was really painful to see. I didn't get any of his points. It was very painful. I'd actually started him during the start of the season. I had him. I think I had him for about 2 or 3 game weeks, and after that I traded him. Immediately I traded him. He started giving returns. It was quite a painful one, and I didn't want to bring him back because of how I felt it was painful.
Sure. that is very painful, FPL, Charlie. You have the guy all
Very
every
painful,
time, and
very
then
painful.
just what you need a guy
Let's
to do the job
talk
for you.
about it. If we go, I'm wrong.
But that's how FPL is. There's nothing much you can do about it. Okay. So these are some key players from my co-host Rowland. Rowland has not been able to join us today. He said he will try and join us. He has to get home from work as well. That's why he hasn't joined us today. But these are his key players for this week for managers. He's saying that the goalkeepers for this game week, he's going with Kepa. We are waiting for some injury news on Kepa because Chelsea's game against Bournemouth, Chelsea are expected to have a very good clean sheet game there. For defense, he's going with Patterson of Everton, who are playing Wolves. Even though Wolves have a new manager there, he's looking forward to getting some clean sheets from Patterson. And Patterson is also playing as a wing back and getting involved in some attacking returns there. So that is what he's looking forward to from there. In midfield, I think Rowland is as happy as me concerning De Bruyne being eliminated early. We would all have wanted De Bruyne to go further, but as soon as Belgium was eliminated, I just said, okay, De Bruyne is okay. Come and just the end. And as he came back, he's been able to give an assist so far to Haaland. I think he's even gotten involved in some goals over there. So that is Kevin De Bruyne over there. Forward, Rowland goes with Callum Wilson. Callum Wilson of Newcastle is ticking the numbers. Newcastle is in the top 4, and Newcastle are among the top 4 attacking teams via SG, expected goals as well. So Newcastle are doing the job very, very good. Just so any guy who has so Miguel Almiron, Wilson, and then Trippier are the 3 guys to have. Either that or you try and have Pope from Newcastle. Then for Then for differential player, Ronald goes with Che Adams. Che Adams of Southampton is doing a job just before the Premier League went on a break for the World Cup. He was scoring some goals, trying to pick up. Though we are not looking much at Southampton, but for the next 3 games, Southampton's games are quite good. So you can look at Che Adams of Southampton with a very good budget price as well. Then Roland says that Salah is back. Salah has rested over the World Cup and is fresh on energy, ready to do damage to boys who still don't have him. I know people are saying that since Mane left, Salah is no longer a good player in FPL, but I think that Salah is still a very good player in FPL that managers should look forward to as well. Mm-hmm. So that is it. That is it with Roland's key players there. Managers, are there any comments on any of Roland's key players, or you think that Roland should come and defend his Patterson pick again? Remember somewhere within the very first weeks, Roland was doing Nico Williams. No, was it Nico Williams or who? Nico Williams. So we asked to come and defend it. He came to do to wait, and then the guy pressed down. Roland, I know you are watching it. Roland, come and explain your Patterson pick. But everything said, I thumbs up that Patterson pick over there. Then we have these are my key picks for this game week. I'm going with Jordan Pickford of England. I just hope that he will bring his England keeping skills to Everton. He seems to do better at England than Everton, and I want him to bring it back to Everton. Wolves, even though have a new manager, we are looking at how sharp their attack would be. So Everton will try and keep one good thing about Everton is they are trying to gain their points at home. So Everton on the home fixture is relatively good for them there. Then defense resumes. Guess who is back? One good thing about the World Cup is it allowed some injury players to recover in time. So Reece James is back. He's been in training. Yesterday, Chelsea played some behind the scenes closed door friendly against Brentford, and he played I think close to 60 minutes or so. So it means that he's really fit for that game on Tuesday 27th against Bournemouth. And Charlie Reece James, please give us 2 goals. Either 2 goals hard. And the midfielder that scored a goal, and one of my friends, I think former Ghana champion 2021, Alex is really annoyed that Rashford scored yesterday, because Alex has eyed Rashford for a long time. Said, Rashford, why will you go and score the goal so that boys will all stand by you? In fact, over the past 24 hours, Rashford has been bought by over 80,000 managers. So so managers, Roland is I said Roland. Alex is not happy that Rashford has scored. Actually, that's the point. He just told you he's going to translate that form from the England to Man United. And you know that strikers, one thing about strikers and attackers is they feed on goals. That is why you have Darwin Núñez in here. People say Darwin Núñez is Venner. Venner, please come and speak to me about Darwin Núñez. I want to know about what is your take. What is your take on Darwin Núñez? What is it about this Darwin Núñez that you call him Nunuski? You call him Nunuski. Is he the guy to? Sorry, guys. Sorry, I think there was a slight challenge in your connection, but welcome back.
Oh, sure.
I was saying that. Sorry, I think there was a slight challenge in the take, but we're great to be back. That when Rashford scored yesterday, some guys were not happy because it meant that everybody will now start buying Rashford. Rashford should not have scored that goal yesterday. He should have kept the goal and then scored the goal on Tuesday. Actually, it's all good there. And Darwin Núñez is a guy that managers are looking to. People are saying that Liverpool might not have done very well, but Liverpool needed a break. And even before the break, Liverpool were picking up form I think Nunes scored a brace before the World Cup, and after the World Cup, he's been back. Uruguay were eliminated with Ghana, with our own Ghana for the World Cup, and that means that he's had enough time to train as well. So that is Darwin there, and then Marshall seems, now that Ronaldo has left, will seem to get more playing time at United, even though Marshall is an injury-prone player there. But he has not scored some goals. But I'm thinking that if Rashford is going to be scoring goals or Bruno is going to be scoring goals, Marshall most likely might be involved in one assist or there. As for captaincy, I go with back to Haaland. Gaga, what's your take on these players so far? These key players that I have listed as key players for this week.
No, I think Pickford plays against Wolves.
Yeah.
Offensively, I would say Wolves are not that good. They don't score that much goals, so I would say it's actually a good pick to find the fixtures out there. The defenders, I think he went for James. James is playing one month.
Yeah.
The issue with James is he just came back from injury, so I don't know how fit he is. I don't know the minutes that he would be able to play on his return from the injury. So James is quite a shaky pick over there. But with Rashford is a good pick. I have him in my team as well. Darwin, I see Darwin scoring much more goals from now. I think he would score. He would score a couple of goals. So Darwin is also a good pick. Martial, currently I have him in my team, but per the minutes that he has been playing of late, I really don't think I would go ahead with him. Most of his games are being managed. I don't know whether it's because of his injury record.
Yeah.
Recently, I think for the last few matches he's barely played over 70 minutes. And I'm sure it's going to continue for a while now because he's virtually the only striker that they would depend on. Rashford and Co would come in at centre for Arsenal when needed, but for now,
Sure.
Martial, once Ronaldo is away, Martial is the only striker that I think, if I'm not mistaken, they have. And the captain on Haaland is is a no-brainer. Once you know that he can do things. The time that you don't expect him to deliver is when he delivers. And um, against City is playing against Leeds away. Leeds defensively they are very poor. So my Haaland captaincy is a no-brainer, I think.
So, so that sure that is it. The only thing about James is that yesterday James played in a friendly for Chelsea behind closed doors
Okay,
closed doors friendly. Yes, he played about 60 minutes. But as he said, they are trying
okay,
to manage his game. But the only good thing is that he's playing on Tuesday, next week Tuesday. So at least by then
okay.
he would have been more better. That is also said that managers, we have unlimited transfers. So you have the chance to make all kinds of transfers to your team to your team now. But just know that because of the World Cup period, which is giving out unlimited transfer, every extra transfer is noted in your number of transfers. So assuming maybe at the end of the season, you and somebody finish the same point, everything, and you have made more unlimited transfers, that person would be ahead of you in the rank. So though
Mm,
we have unlimited transfers, don't just be making the transfers. You have the draft and put the ideas down, and then when we are very close to the deadline on Monday, when you are very sure, then you can just make the final. Otherwise, that is very painful when you and somebody are on the same point, and then Charlie he uses either an
they have to
extra
take down
transfer
ahead
to
of
which
exactly.
yeah, sure. So this is your team then. Finally, this is your team. Talk to us about your team. Which players are likely to go?
Okay,
Players are likely to
I
stay.
think the team is not really set yet, but for now,
Sure.
I have to go with Kepa. I don't know whether he's back. I actually don't know. I would have to see the friendly that they played. I don't know whether he was part of
No,
the squad.
he wasn't involved, but I'm sure tomorrow will be press conference day. So I'm sure Graham Potter will give us an update.
We will know.
So,
And once he had not been involved in any friendly, I doubt he would start that game. So it's a tricky one.
a tricky one.
I would have to see to that. Okay. That being said, I have Ward on the bench, and Ward is playing against Newcastle. So
Newcastle at
I
home.
think if need be, I'll just have to swap them, and
Mm-hmm.
Kepa would be on the bench. So I'll just
So
maintain it like this. If Kepa doesn't play, then Ward comes in. I think Ward
that's
is
all.
not bad. He's playing Newcastle as well, so it's
So
quite okay. With the defense, I had Cancelo, White, Trippier. The only issue that I would have with Cancelo is if he plays, if he starts against Leeds. If he starts, then I don't have any issues with him. That is the
no,
only question mark with Cancelo. I have Salah, Foden, Rashford, and Trossard. I would have to really look at Foden. Foden's before the World Cup, his minutes. I don't know whether he had an issue with Guardiola.
oh
The minutes that were
Oh
given to
Charlie,
Foden was quite strange. And this is the Foden that I had to replace De Bruyne with. So just
oh
imagine, you replace
oh
De Bruyne with Foden, and now Foden comes in and he will be getting 15 minutes playtime. It was very sad.
oh
So I think
Charlie.
I would have to listen to Guardiola first, and after that, I will know what to do with Foden.
No,
If need be, I'll just have to sell him because once he's in and he's not giving me points, it's better I go for someone who would be playing. Once you are playing, you know that definitely there will be a day that the points will come. But if you are
sure,
not playing, there's no way you are giving us points. So
that's true.
that is one thing with Foden. The rest are okay. Rashford is in there. I'm maintaining him. For the attack, I had Firmino before the break. Firmino for I'll swap Firmino for Darwin. Darwin has to come back to my team. I had him and I think I sold him. From the look of things, Darwin would have to come back to my team. I have Martial and Haaland. I was contemplating on getting either Solanke or Kefa Moore for
Okay,
Martial. So that one too is still hanging. I would see. I would listen to the press conference as we said, and see whether I would have to replace Martial with either of Solanke or Kefamo. But I would Firmino. I would replace him with Darwin, and I
spot on,
have Haaland. Haaland is
spot on.
undisputed. And the captaincy, I would have to. It's just a toss between Haaland and Salah. So I'll do that later on, and
You talk
I'll be
on Monday.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So the rest, the bench. I think the bench is quite okay. I just went in for
The match is quite
consistency.
okay. Sure.
Yes, and
So
Andres and
yeah, so if you sell Marshall for more, that extra cash that you get, what would you use that extra cash to do in your team?
so what actually happens is if I sell myself for more, I would use the extra funds to supplement Firmino's amount and get Darwin. You see, Darwin is a bit expensive. I think he's at 9 or so. So and
Okay,
Firmino is around 8 or 8.1. So I'll just
okay,
just use that cash
cash to
to
do that.
get Darwin in my team. Yes,
Okay,
yes, yes.
okay, sure, man. I think your team is also quite similar to mine now. So I think there's there's more
Oh,
like a
okay.
template that is building up now. Just that
Oh,
so
okay.
this is how my team is also looking like. I have two
Oh,
teams I'm contemplating on as of now. Now
oh, okay.
now I have as you said Kepa and Ward. We are all waiting for the Kepa update, and I think what we'll do is even if we are not buying Kepa only for this game week, we are buying him for the next 3 game weeks. Like this
Okay.
unlimited transfer is more like a wild card. So you don't want to buy a player just for one. You are buying for the next 3 game weeks. So I have James
Uh-huh.
Cancelo talking about then Trippier, and then I have Dalo. Now I'm waiting for update. If the update says that Dalo is not going to play, then I'll have to change Dalo for Luke Shaw. Or yes,
Okay.
I want Dalo to play because United have very good defensive 3 games. And then
Mm.
I have Martinelli of Arsenal. I have one Arsenal player. Martinelli might go, or I might keep him just in case. Arsenal have very difficult first 3 games, but it looks like sometimes it's good to have one player in Arsenal just in case they are scoring. You just have some point there. But my focus is not really there. So now for this team, I have Miguel Almiron. I know I didn't join it for the first 16 game weeks, but I think the guy has rested. Let me have him at least. Even if he doesn't score, let him be my team small. Because it's very painful
Yeah.
when the guy has scored then and now he's about to score. He still don't have him
Yeah,
like
do man. You still don't have it.
as Wadimbe and Krani. The only difference is
Mm.
I have Mitrovic in my team. As you said,
Uh-huh.
Foden is also tricky because of how Pep has managed him. But I think the good thing for us is Liverpool and City are playing tonight, so we might get some info
Okay.
or update based on how things will go as then.
Okay.
So now I have Mitrovic in my team. I have Mitrovic because of the double game week in game week 19. It's true he's
Okay.
playing some very tough games, but the way my team is, I have 8 very good attackers who can all play. So I can always bench one for this week and then bench one for the next week, at least just to balance there. My other team, which is the causing a problem, is the team that has Darwin Nunes. Now my change, my the only change in my team is between Darwin Nunes and Marshall. So if I want to go Darwin Nunes, and I'll sell Martinelli and then get some 4.6 and then use the money to upgrade
Okay.
Marshall to Darwin Nunes there. So that is the only key thing about my team there. As captaincy will surely go to Erling Haaland as well. The plan is that if you have to look at double game weeks in double game week 20, I'm looking at if maybe Mason Mount will do the job. So maybe in double game week 19, when Chelsea have the games, I might sell Foden for Mount. I myself folding for Mount as well. Maybe for just 1 week and bring Foden back. Charlie, it's quite tricky. It's like here and there like that. The only player it pains me I can't get in my team with this setup is Saka of Arsenal. Saka is really. I know Arsenal have difficult games, but I think that the way Saka has been playing for a while now is he's now playing like the big guy in their team. Gabriel Jesus is not there, but this is how my team looks like. Any comments or anything you want to say about my team then before we go on?
Okay, I think I would have to say I want to say something about the Saka issue. Before prior to
Sure. Oh, sorry. I think we lost Gaga has had some challenges with his connection, but I'm sure he will surely join us. I think I was trying to make a point about Saka over there. I think he will join us. So managers, this is my team. Let us know in the comment section, how is your team looking like? What do you think? Do you think there's a weak spot in my team? Do you think that there are better players that could have been in my team, or do you think that I'm going too risky by having 3 players who are flagged in my team? What do you think? I'm sure Roland will give us his team in the comment section. So managers, you need to come and see what Roland will say by tomorrow as well. So that is it with the players there. So this is my team, and the FPL Ambassadors League is still on. So yeah, game week 16 was way long ago, but we have some managers. Roland is in third position. Ajete, um, Chichifolo Stars is also there. Mo 11 in first position, and so maybe one of these days I'll move into the top 10. Marvin is in ninth place as well, and many other managers doing the job there. Matthew GH, when I enter the top 10 for this season, I want to know. Come and think to us as well. So this is game week 16 here. And I think that game week 16 is over. I know game week 17. It's a Monday deadline, so make sure Monday early morning you do your confirm your team and everything, or make sure you do it on Christmas night after your party and everything. Do it. Otherwise, sometimes you might get up very late and then it'll be. But then Spurs and Brentford will start it from there. We'll have Palace, Fulham. We'll have Everton against Wolves. We'll have Leicester against Newcastle. Southampton against Brighton. Aston Villa against Liverpool, expecting them to bounce back. The league leaders, surprisingly league leaders are now Arsenal versus West Ham. Arsenal are going to be league leaders as by Christmas. Wow. The Gunners. Congrats to them as well. And then Chelsea, Graham Potter and his guys trying to bounce back. Manchester United will play Nottingham Forest. Dean Henderson will not be able to play against his former team. So it means that Man U will get a very the second keeper. That is why I'm trying to double up on United. And then on Wednesday, Leeds against City, who are in second position, trying to catch up on Arsenal. And then on Thursday for next week, we'll be back for another show, FPL show, and it's glad to be seen. In fact, I want to say that we are glad to be back for FPL. We are all happy. FPL is back. Yes. Okay. Guys, sorry. I think you had a challenge in your connection about it. So you're making a point about Saka. So kindly make that point about Saka. Oh, Charlie. Ghana in our network.
Yes, I was saying Saka is a tricky one because of the form that Arsenal were in before the break. They were not scoring that amount of goals that we expected from them. So bringing in Saka as at this time is a bit tricky.
It's a bit
we all
tricky.
know Gabriel Jesus is also in it. So
Charlie.
their attack is a question now. So
it's a question mark.
Wait.
So wait and
there's
see.
a question mark with the attack. We'd have to wait a bit and see how they gel and we'll see how we go about with their players. So that is the only thing that I wanted to say with the Saka issue.
Spot on. Very, very, very key points. Managers who are very keen on Saka, just know that there's some question mark. You can just wait and see game week 17. If he does well, then you can get him in game week 18. There's no giddy. And you are buying players. This is like a wild card. Even though it's a limited, it's more like a wild card. So when you do wild card, normally you plan about 3 or 4 weeks ahead, and then that is it there. So thank you so much, Guy. If I ask you right now to choose between Salah and Haaland, who will you captain? Haaland. Okay.
Sure.
Both are away. You are very sure you captain Haaland. Okay, great. So that is it there. So glad to have you again. I'm sure we are going to have you more often. And you have to give us your official name so that I can put your official name there. If I put guy there, so I'm sure we'll talk in DMs as well, and then we'll see the official name at the guest session as well. So thanks so much as well, and then all the best to you. And I know that we are going to have a better second half. We the champions were struggling in the first half. By the second half, we are really going to do very well. So, okay. Thank you very much. Bye, managers. Make sure you do your transfers, your captaincy is between Haaland and Salah. Don't go and choose any captain. And let's see how well. And FPL is back. We'll meet God willing next week, Thursday. Like, subscribe, and share it as well. Then, okay, Tinia. Bye. I salute. Okay, bye.